Hey everybody, this is Rydo and we're back to Fallout New Vegas. So we finished Helios 1. It was its own little side quest. Now weirdly, on that, this guy, Eddie, appears to have some Enclave log data stored that is triggered by some keywords. When I turn on that quest, it's not really pointing to anything. So, yeah. I think the next place I want to go is just this direction. Um, we really didn't investigate this area much, so I may have just missed some things. And I hope this isn't like the original version of Fallout 3 where missing some things really affects the game or ends the game. But yeah, Helios 1 as a quest ended up giving me the option to send power to all of the parts of all the cities of the map, although that didn't seem to me like it led to a general increased likeliness by every character. I'm still neutral by Caesar's Legion. The Followers of the Apocalypse is a new faction we heard about. I was already idolized by Goodsprings. I'm still neutral with NCR. I'm liked by Novak, but I already was, and I was already considered a merciful thug by the Powder Gangers, which I'm not sure even what that means. So yeah. It's either we move the main story forward, we try and do some of the DLC stuff, or, which noticeably they are putting the DLC missions at the bottom. And then this active quest isn't pointing in any direction at all. We'd have a solid green arrow. I'm still not really anywhere leveled up enough to fight without Eddie. So if we lost Eddie, I'd be in trouble. If Eddie became overwhelmed, I'd be in trouble. And yeah, I'm not going to quickly increase my stats either. We're at like level 11 at the moment. I would expect that this is going to be a game where you get up to level 40 or 50 or so before things really start to feel like you're in good shape. And that certainly does bring about an interesting thought as far as just why play a... Can't open this door. Why play a role-playing game where a significant amount of the time that you are going to... Let's see, what is over here? Looks like it's probably going to be some kind of animals. Maybe raiders. Yeah, it's people. There's probably a bark scorpion this way. Yeah, I don't know if I really agree with the idea of our role-playing games where the vast majority of the content is hidden behind hours and hours of grinding. At the very least, I think I would like an abilities at the beginning of every RPG game, like you see in Metroid games where you have the full-on Metroid suit, and Samus Aran is as powerful as she ever will be at the beginning of most Metroid games. Then she loses the abilities and you spend the rest of the game earning back those abilities, if not gaining more. But yeah. The idea of starting weak and slowly growing, there's fairly close to Camp Forlorn Hope. Might as well just go ahead and see what that'll tell us too. It's on the other side of this rock. Might struggle to actually reach it. And certainly that's something a New Game Plus or a mod can help you work with also. See, I don't know if this is a Legion camp. To me it looks like it's an NCR camp. To me it looks like coming in this direction is a great way to be shot too. So, clean water. Interesting. Interesting to have clean water in a Fallout game at all. Let's see what's in here. NCR troopers. So, a jail. Which I guess that reminds me that you can be thrown in jail in Skyrim games. It's something that occurs so rarely. Why is it so pink outside? It's like a dust storm or something. Let's go ahead and pick up that, and while we're at it, read it. So this feels like a proper large camp. Military camp. Military base.
Hello. Unless it's urgent, you're going to have to wait. If it's gravely important, save me the trouble and empty your pockets now. The Legion has been hitting us pretty hard lately. Lots of casualties, not many people I can save.
Let's see if maybe we can help him.
What would you like to know? I used to be a doctor back in California, but a few years back I got suckered into doing military work because it was my patriotic duty. Back then, I, like many idealistic men before me, thought it was a great idea and was excited about making the world a better place with the NCR. Now I just want to get back home. I've had enough fighting and fixing up soldiers just to send them right back out to die to last a lifetime.
It is kind of unfortunate, in my opinion, that a lot of Fallout games really lean kind of heavily on military tropes anyways, and as somebody who does not play military first-person shooter games or games that are just heavily around military themes, the NCR doesn't have a lot of appeal to me.
Men have waged war on each other for countless centuries. Now is no different. People fight and die for what they believe in. I'm just here to patch them up so they can go on their merry way. Do no harm in all that. I'm doing the best I can considering the poor situation I find myself in. There's barely enough equipment or medicine to handle the number of injuries we have. To make things worse, I think someone might be stealing my supplies. The simple fact that I no longer have as many supplies as I should. I've been careful with them and I should have more than what remains. Unfortunately, I don't have time to go searching for the missing supplies since I have my hands full with injured soldiers.
So we have another
That
quest.
would definitely be appreciated. You might want to ask around and keep an eye out for anything suspicious. I've got a lot to do. Make it quick. Until we meet again.
Like, I could just give him medical supplies. Really. I don't think my stats on healing are particularly high, and this might be a point where having skills in medicine that were higher might benefit me. So let's set that as our new quest. We're now searching for missing medicine. So we are playing a hide and go seek, find the object game. This camp is next to a ravine, it seems like. Probably going to find some commander that will want to talk to us. Where'd he go? I swear I saw somebody. Who's shooting at who? Where am I getting XP from? It's like something over there that I can't even see decided to start shooting at me. Probably Legion people. That may be... There it is. There's the Hoover Dam. We're very close. So I'd have to kind of assume Legion people were shooting and they just fell to their own death. And I got 1 XP for that. Yeah. And that feels a little awkward, certainly, to get XP when you didn't earn it. Alright, Tech Sergeant Reyes.
Hey, you're not one of the troopers. Got a second? I have work I need done and nobody here at the camp has the time or inclination to help me out.
Yeah.
I have the delightful task of tabulating stockpiles, kill ratios, mission success rates, radiation deaths, and other truly fascinating numbers. I've come across numerous inconsistencies between our numbers and our reports, especially with regards to intercepting hostiles. I'm wondering if our radio security codes have been compromised. I need someone to deliver security code upgrades to each of the ranger stations.
Okay. I think I could do that, unless I haven't
This
found any.
holotape contains the updated security codes for the ranger stations. Show it to the comm officers there. Once the new codes are in use, anyone still using the old codes will just hear static if they're listening in on our frequencies. I handle communications for Camp Forlorn Hope, compiling reports I've received from the rangers at Camp Golf as well as the brass at McCarran. Unofficially, I'm also in charge of radio security. No one else seems to take it
Station
as seriously as I do.
Alpha and Station Bravo, so we could...
Bye.
And Station Charlie. So, and Delta. And Echo. So there's quite a few stations here we haven't visited yet. Are they going to go through the entire alphabet, or are they going to stop at Foxtrot? Seems like they're going to stop at Foxtrot. So here's a major.
We're kind of busy around here for social calls, so if you're not here to help out, just stay out of my way. I've got the Legion at Nelson breathing down my neck and not enough men or supplies to get this camp into fighting shape so we can strike back. I need someone to talk to a few of the officers and help them resolve some of the problems around here. If I
So
can
he's
get this
going to
place
point
in
us
order,
to do
then I
some
can
of the
focus
other
our efforts
quests.
on taking back Nelson from the Legion. And the more that gets done around here, the more resources I'll be able to put into assaulting Nelson. Good. Let's not waste time then. Our biggest problems right now are supplies and troops, and the Legion is draining us both. Quartermaster Mays has been complaining to me non-stop about the lack of supplies. But unfortunately, we aren't getting a resupply anytime soon. I want you to speak with him and see if there's anything you can do for him.
Okay. Restoring hope. So it seems to me... So not just Brahmin, but bears apparently have 2 heads. I don't think they do. Maybe you just don't see... I haven't ever seen a bear in a Fallout game. I saw it in the TV series, but even in that case, I don't think the bear had...
Trolling the Mojave almost makes you wish for
Like, I want this big book of science, but I'm not going to steal it. So, yeah. Nothing in that footlocker. So we've got several quests here, and this may just be our Megaton City equivalent. In that this may be where we're supposed to build it up into being a nice big city, possibly. Also, if you were playing as the bad guy, siding with the Legion. It really wouldn't be the first time. I guess I could take this ammunition. Seems like I can. So we'll do it. It feels like in Fallout 3 there was kind of an abrupt twist where the people who seemed like they were good guys all of a sudden wanted to do something horrific, and I wouldn't be surprised if that same thing happens here.
If you're looking for supplies, I'll make this easy for you. There aren't any. But something tells me you're not here for that. What do you want?
Let's see.
The Major has you running errands for him. Well, we're short on personnel as well as supplies, so we'll take all the help we can get.
How can I help him with the supply problem?
The Major let me send out some troops to gather supplies, but unfortunately they never returned. I'm guessing they ran into some trouble on the way. You can help by finding the troops and assisting them in bringing back any supplies they found. I sent them to Helios 1 to see if they had any supplies they could spare. They gotta be somewhere between here and there. I'd try searching the main road or checking with the men at Helios 1 to see if they know anything. Make it quick. I don't have time to stand around talking all day long. Me? Well, I've been doing this shit for far too long and I've been in too many battles to remember. Still.
Of course, the problem now is we've got too many quests overlapping.
Not too much I can do about it, but do my job and do it right. No, can't say I do. I got my own problems to worry about. What do you want to know? Make it quick. I don't have time.
So I'm not like really trying to negotiate for caps here.
Damn straight I would. Let's see what you got.
Hey, we finally have enough cards to play Caravan. Let's see how this works. I guess we will... You're gambling here with bottle caps and coins, which seems weird. So, let's hit A and auto match. Seems like they're playing with NCR money. And then let's hit accept. Okay. So I have a total of 35 cards, and I think you needed 30. And I guess the backs of the cards probably tell you something more than the fronts of the cards do. I'm still not sure what kind of game we're actually playing here. So let's just do a randomized deck. And then hit Y to play Caravan. Some setup there, certainly. Okay. We have a Boneyard Dayglow. Let's play a 6 here. And match that. 5 to 6. 10 to run the red rum. See, I don't even know if jokers and aces are wild. Ace may just be 1. I don't even know if I'm supposed to be going for bigger numbers, honestly. So King was another 10. We'll put an 8 here. Can't apparently do that. Why can I not play an 8? Are we going for 21 here? What are we supposed to be doing? Okay, I guess you have to go downward. So let's start with an 8 again. No idea what I'm doing now. No clue. Seems like you can go downward. Seems like you can go upward. 21. I feel like Gwent in so he's like busted me at 41 by playing a card on my side. Interesting. Man, there's just so many different places you can place a card. I definitely feel like Gwent, though, did a much better job of explaining what the game was. Where this does seem crazy. Let's go ahead and play a Joker here. Joker seems to have no value. So, apparently I won fairly abruptly there, and apparently I won a decent amount of money, but still don't know how that game works, and still don't see a reason why I'd really want to play it. That is a great example of something I don't think modern video games need. Like, I just don't think it's necessary to try and make a secondary gameplay mechanic that is completely disassociated from the primary gameplay mechanics, to the point where, in the case of
Better move along. There's not much
The Witcher, they straight up broke apart the Gwent card game and tried to promote it as a separate game for several years until
We're all gonna
eventually they
die
kind
out
of
here. They're out
decided
there right
to
now
stop
waiting for us,
supporting it.
waiting to kill us. We're all fucked. Missing medical supplies? No, I don't know anything about that.
So medicine 50.
What? Oh shit, how the fuck? Oh man, I'm in some deep shit now. Look, I can explain everything. But really, just give me a chance to explain. Have you looked around? Have you seen what's going on here? What we're going through? This place is hell. I've seen all my friends butchered by the Legion in front of my very eyes. I can still hear their screams at night. All I wanted was a little escape, so I took some drugs to help me do that. Is that so bad?
What about the injured mitten?
I never thought about that. But look, I needed this. I needed to escape for just a little while. I needed this. So what happens now?
I'm gonna tell him to turn himself in.
What? You want me to turn myself in? Why the hell should I do that?
Speech needed to be at 60 here, and I can't bring up anything.
No, that's not gonna happen. Haven't you heard anything I've said? Don't you understand? Hey, maybe I can change your mind. I still have some drugs left over. They're all yours if you let me go. Fine. Be like that. Hello. Hey.
So he's not gonna shoot me. I thought he was just gonna start punching me or shooting me or something, but let's solve this quest. If I can find the door.
I've got a lot to do. Make it quick. So you found out what's happening with the supplies? Is that so? I'll have to talk to Major Politely about this right away. Until we meet again.
So now I have finally been accepted by the NCR. Which, being accepted, does bring about the question as far as... Yeah.
Hey.
Are we accepted
You've done a
now?
good turn for the NCR, and now we'd like to do one for you. There's an NCR emergency two-way radio. You call, and we'll come running. You're not alone out here. The NCR has your back. Stay safe and good hunting.
Yay. Okay. So can I take the big book of science still? No, it's still stealing.
Hello.
Okay. So our current quest would be to go do this. Which means we should just walk back this way. But it would be more interesting, I think, to see the Brotherhood of Steel bunker quest and just kind of look around this environment a little bit more. Like we got so distracted.
Yeah? I'm not surprised. Criminals like to act tough, but they're no match for military discipline.
This is like the lieutenant from the prison from Prim that we took that over. We didn't even go in here. Let's see if there's anything of Private Sexton, Footlocker, NCR Trooper,
Patrolling the
NCR
Mojave almost
Trooper.
makes you wish for a nuclear winter.
NCR Trooper. Yeah, nothing. I think Private Sexton was the one who stole the
Look
drugs.
who we have here. Always nice to see a friend of the NCR. What can I do for you? I've been placed in charge of morale. It's difficult trying to keep spirits up with the Legion nearby. In fact, there's more hope in wrangling Brahmin with my grandmother's
See,
stocking.
I don't know if
than
this is
inspiring
the
these
same
troopers.
guy or a different guy.
That's a long story. Let's just say whiskey makes you do strange things to impress a girl. But it also
This may
leads to
just
some
be
of
the
my
same
best
voice
competition
actor
ideas. Wanna hear one?
doing a different character.
Great. Since the camp is threatened by Legion, I propose a hunt. Kill any you encounter and bring me the Legion's ear as proof. You get it? Legion ear? Yep, been waiting for a chance to use it. So can I count you in? Great. Don't be
So-
surprised if you're already last when you return. If I'm right, the troopers will use any excuse to slaughter Legion's scum. Can I help you with anything else?
So I already have some ears.
Oh man, awesome! The competition is still going strong. Keep it up. Hey there, the name's Sec. Lower than a feral ghoul's IQ. See you later.
So he wants Legion ears. Okay, did we... investigate everything in here. This is worse, I think, than just having them camp in tents outside. The loading and the unloading. So there's our guy.
Hey, welcome aboard.
He's now in prison. But yeah, if you are just going to have a shack, it probably would be better to just have it be a tent. Or, you know, they could just build the game on a better engine that would instantaneously load in and out when you open a door. Or, more accurately, would not load in and out at all and would just have the door open like a normal door. Seems like I could get in there, but I'd lose moral for picking the lock. I'll lose karma. I guess not moral. This looks like a door, but it isn't. This is a door. Let's see if the mess hall gives us any opportunity to find any food. You'd kind of think that you would run into like recipes in the same way that there are crafting schematics,
Controlling the Mojave almost makes
but
you wish for
there really aren't enough even schematics in Fallout games. It is an underutilized gameplay mechanic. So we found number 2 and we found number 5 as far as handwritten notes. There's number 3, a duffel bag. I probably don't have any of this food, plus a lot of this requires higher survival skills than what I have. So even if I did have the correct ingredients, which I don't think I do, I would have to read one of the magazines to increase my survival skills to cook it. There's no telling if you'd actually get any experience from any of that.
Hello.
Okay. So almost certainly there should be a couple more notes. We have a 3, we have a 2, so there should be at least a 1 and a 4. But everything seems like it's stealing inside the buildings. And everything we've found so far has been outside the buildings. So, my assumption is it probably was like a duffel bag or something in these other tents. That I missed, overlooked. I would assume that this is not one of the tents that would have a letter in it. Once again, we're playing hide and seek. with notes and letters. Well, I think it's probably just too well hidden for me. Right, well. We did a decent outcome here. We found this new area. We investigated it as best as we could. We have a graveyard with a lot of graves and a bloatfly, which, remember, we started the whole game in an open grave, being pulled out of an open grave.
Hey.
So I'm gonna run this way. Let's see, make sure we have our abandoned Brotherhood of Steel bunker mapped. And that seems like this may be the closest thing we have to a vault to start with. Yeah, everything seems to imply it's down that way. This could be very dangerous. This could be radiation poisoning as soon as we get down here, or just being completely overwhelmed by death claws, or I mean, even rad scorpions. This definitely feels like a place that may have been bombed. It is weird, however, that nothing happens there at all. So apparently they don't even know about it. Somebody knows about it. You can see from the graffiti. Go on to Sierra Madre. And we have a corpse, which has a bunch of stuff on it. Looks like it's some kind of doctor. Let's turn on our flashlight. And I assume this is going to take us somewhere. So I kind of want to do an experiment here with the cat's eye. We've had some of this drug. You don't have a lot of it. So this is the visual effect when you do cat's eye. It is black and white there. And yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if that opens up. So this is the dead money quest. Okay, so I don't want to do that. That one recommends 20. And that also tells me that cat's eye is not worth playing with. Let's leave this area and just see what the overworld looks like now with cat's eye equipped. Meanwhile, we'll go back to Helios 1. I don't think there's an easy way to get to Helios 1 from this direction, but we'll see. So you either have it be incredibly dark, or you use cat's eye and you have it become black and white. Okay. There we found the corpse that had a mine on it. Makes me suspect there might be some other corpses around here, but it's not an easy way to even see it. Cat's eye is not going to help that happen. It is an interesting question. If you're playing on very easy, should you be completely immune to addiction and the negative effects of these drugs? I'm not sure which way I'd really suggest on that. My overall suggestion would be to rethink what a drug is and not label it as a drug, so at the very least you're not going to have your game absolutely refused classification and thus made completely illegal to purchase in Australia, at least. Okay. Bunch of windmills. Which windmills would either indicate that you're... Oh, we have a whole new kind of enemy here. I have no idea what this gun does. That just gave me 50 XP. Apparently I'm a little woozy. Okay. Do we want to get barter up? Do we want to get medicine up? Get repair up to 60. Do we want to get lockpick up? Speech was what we kind of suffered from. So I think there's an argument to get that up by 5. So yeah, if you are seeing windmill farms, what in the heck was that? That would either indicate that they're drilling oil, which that feels like that kind of breaks the canon of them only really making nuclear technology. Where did that land? This is the one we killed first. Should be another corpse somewhere around here. So it's really just 2 enemies? That's all I had to fight in this location? Weird. I would have expected more. There's a whole bunch of stuff here. But I still don't think any of it would matter. And we're still not really doing anything with the radio. Okay. Let's give this a real chance. Scrap metal here. Scrap metal, scrap metal. All of this. All of this. I'm just gonna take everything. Guess you can't take those pickaxes. Can't take the broom. Dean's Electronics. Okay. First things first. Is Dean's Electronics something that would increase our repair? Yes. Okay. So I think what I would want to do here is open the inventory and just take everything out. I think that's the first move. Then we read a magazine to repair our, increase our repair ability. Let's see. Assuming we have one. We can't cook anything. Okay, so fixing things. We read that. Now, it's go down here and find anything you can repair and repair it. Nothing there so far. Dirty pre-wear, relax wear. Or pre-wear, relax wear. You probably want the pre-wear, relax wear. Leather armor. Lightweight. Leather armor. Merc. Cruiser outfit. Merc. Veteran outfit. Do we really need both? Reading glasses. Sunglasses. Slave scarf. Desperado cowboy hat. Space suit. Radiation suit. No, I don't want to swap those out. See, I don't think that there's anything else we can even use. So, the next step would be to read a magazine and hope this actually is doing something for us to craft things. Science plus 20. Okay. And then we can just go here and click this. Go ahead and craft that. Yeah, it's probably just easier to use this interface than we just don't have anything else we can do at all. This is such a waste of time. Could convert missiles to rockets. Or I can convert SEC to ECP. But everything else is just totally pointless. make some ammo, maybe. You can break down that ammo. Then you have to go back into this. Go ahead and break down scrap metal to lead. This really should be giving me something more. Yeah. Some of this definitely is my guns are just too low. Also, if my guns were up to 50, I could turn nails, make nails from scrap metal. But the rest of this really is just my repair levels are high enough, I just don't have primers. So unless I had a way of finding primers, or crafting primers, this is a slow process. Frankly, I think this also kind of highlights where the whole system is being abandoned. They pretty much know that it's just too much of a hassle to actually work with any of that. Okay, so if it has any weight, let's get rid of it. Even if it is perhaps somewhat valuable, it's probably not really worth holding on to. Jar of cloud residue. Never heard of that. The amount of lead I'm carrying is too high. Night Stalker blood. So, once again, even reading the magazines that proved to be useless. Okay, what guns can we use? We have a Magnum, we have a 9mm submachine gun. Doesn't have enough bullets for it. Boxing tape we're not going to use. Caravan shotgun. Maybe. Frag grenades. Frag mines. Don't have enough there. Probably not going to use the hunting rifle. All of these laser guns. Pretty useless because they have no bullets. Pulse grenades and pulse mines. This MF breeder pistol might be something worth playing with. Do I really need a silenced? This 10mm shotgun is better than that is. 4.3 times 7, 4.8 times 7. Cowboy repeater. +1 critical chance, or critical chance +5. I thought that said charisma +5, which I guess that wouldn't make the most sense. This Merc outfit might have an argument as far as keeping around. Even a radiation suit for another 5 is not worth really holding on to. Okay, and I've filled up now his inventory. So yeah, that was a waste of time. Totally a waste of time. What we can do is drink a few of these, and that'll refill my health. What else were we supposed to do here, though? Seems like nothing. Seems to me like we just found a location from walking from this point. Let's just go ahead and remove the marker to this point because we are looking for Forlorn Hope supplies. Walking back to Helios 1. Fixing things wore off. Programmer's Digest wore off. I do like the concept of walking from point A to point B, and that turning out to be the way you find things, a more natural experience. Just kind of don't think it works when everything is so empty. Like finding one mole rat or 2 mole rats. After 30 seconds of wandering around is not enough. I don't know what's special about this gun that is called that gun. We're not finding any corpses on the way, so we may look out and find that the troops did make it all the way to Helios 1. I don't even know what supplies really means, though, to the NCR. Seems like every other character would have to have some ability to break things down more than your player character does for all this vendor trash to really matter. Okay.
What is it? Yeah, they were here a while ago. Gave them all I could, which wasn't much. But as many problems as we're having here, I know they've got it worse. I've seen soldiers get assigned there. It's like they got told they were gonna die. I wouldn't wish it on anybody. If you're trying to track them down, we put a GPS marker in the supply crate. You can track it with your Pip-Boy. Good luck. Later.
So, seems to me like they either got killed or ran off with the resources, and so now it's all about tracking them down. A couple of times now they've told you to stay on the main road, but a lot of times this is the main road. It's not that obvious. There was a game I wanted to play, never got around to it. That was kind of a Mad Max style post-apocalyptic game. There's also a Mad Max game I wanted to play that I never got around to either. One day I probably will. But I forget the name of the game I'm thinking of. But it does have that feel. Like if the roads had been spray painted in like a bright red color or something a little bit more colorful, you could get away from all the sepia tones and the gray on gray on gray, which, yeah, there's a lot of gray on gray on gray. Still don't even see who's shooting. For all I know, Eddie is over there fighting this other group. Yeah. He aggroed the group of people over here. Which, that was a Viper leader. You still don't even know anything really about the Viper gang. It seems to me like maybe the Viper gangs are very loosely placed in gas stations and middle spots, that they potentially would have been the last of the factions to fire Gecko. I imagine these guys are going to breathe fire on me if I'm not careful. I'm getting 100 XP for killing these also, so... Or more accurately, for having Eddie kill them. Feel like there was another one. Here it is. You'd think corpses would probably be better if they were actually listed on the map until you loot them. Yeah, I could definitely see that the Viper gang may just have been a last minute addition to the whole setup. Forlorn Hope Letter number 1 and the dog tag. Hope Letter number 8. So that tells me also something that they got attacked by the Legion. Seems like the game probably has leveled up a little bit now. Now I'm fighting more dangerous characters, and they are giving me more reasonable amounts of XP. And the move is, I think, going to be very much to just turn into the Camp Forlorn Hope. The question will definitely come down to, can we repair enough things so that we're not over encumbered, I guess is our hope here. just go ahead and drop that one. You don't need 2 of those. And drop that. Did we pick up other miscellaneous stuff that is worth dropping? Gecko hides probably not important. Gecko eggs is probably not important. Legion denarius. I guess that's probably what we were gambling. The snow globe. We'll get rid of the whetstone. We'll drop the machete. Still in this weird overburdened state. Drop that one. There we go. Am I facing the right direction? Nope. This is the way to go. So yeah. It does feel like we've maybe leveled up. Here we can see a nice moon. Finally. Now that we are no longer just neutral with the NCR. Now that we're fighting fairly difficult enemies that will that will give you actual XP. You would almost think that there would be some platforming that should happen where you wandered around here. I also kind of know that these letters probably are going to be collected throughout just regular gameplay, and some of them are on the corpses of pre-programmed NCR characters.
We won't go quietly. The Legion can count on that.
Now, after I do this quest, it may be that we're set up fairly nicely. It went too far, I think. Nope, this was the right place. Let's just wait an hour and see what happens.
We won't go quietly. The Legion can... Nice to see a friendly face around here. We don't get many visitors of your esteem. I take it my men were dead. It's a high price to pay, but these supplies will save a few lives here. Thanks for finding these. You should check in with the Major. I want to know about this.
Said check in with the Major. Major Politely. I'm pretty sure Major Politely is a female in this run, because probably I chose to be a female character and they didn't get the gender correct, gender flipped correct. Let's see, where's Major Palante? Just wait another hour, see if she shows up. What time is it? It's 6 in the morning, so no, Major Palate is a male.
Dr. Richards told me how you helped him with his missing supplies. It's unfortunate about Private Stone, but at least it's over with now. I heard The extra supplies will help for a short time, but that only solves one of our problems. With all the Legion raids lately, we're running low on troops that can still fight. Some are injured, but even more are dead. I want you to check in with Dr. Richards and see if he needs any help getting our troops back on the front line.
Some more question.
I'm glad
more
to see you
quests
here.
there.
We could definitely use your help.
Hmm.
I can spare a few moments. Make it quick. Not
Let's
good.
ask all the
We
questions
still
here.
haven't gotten any support from the rest of the NCR, and the Legion is kicking our ass right now. It's no picnic, I'll tell you that much. My troops are out here every day dying for the NCR, but they've left us out to dry. We have no men or supplies, and we're stretched too thin trying to guard the entire river. If the brass back home could get their heads out of their asses long enough to send support, we could turn this all around. Make it quick. Watch yourself out there.
Okay. Could also turn in the Legionnaires. But it's probably not even worth doing. So yeah, this is the closest thing to Megaton City, and it's not as big or complicated as Megaton City, but one thing that it does have from over Megaton City is that you're not having to load in and out of one gate every time to enter the area, which I found that really annoying, and it made me less likely to actually want to
Thanks again for looking into my missing medical supplies.
enter the
Now we
city
can
if I
actually
didn't
use them
have
on
to.
people that need them.
And most of the times I would run in, sell some stuff, and then leave.
With business booming like it is, and considering I'm the only person with medical experience in the camp, I could perhaps use a hand. Do you have any medical experience?
I have some medical experience.
Excellent. As you can see, we have a lot of injured troopers here, and I haven't had time to look at all of them yet. Since you have some medical experience, I'd like you to examine them and see what you can do to treat them.
Okay. So let's see, our medicine is at 55. Let's read the aid books. If we've got one. That would increase our medicine up to 75. And that's going to be basically our best bet. There's almost an argument for getting the perk that would make the books last longer. Let's see. Medical brace, Med-X, and a bone saw. Medicine 50 or higher. We'll do that. An amputated leg. And that leg is gone. It gives us 80 XP. Let's see. Medicine 75 or higher. Or equipment. Okay. Another 80 XP. $35 or higher, we can do that. So you definitely want to start in that corner unless these are randomly placed. So I was able to treat and heal everybody successfully and get a decent amount of XP from that.
I didn't expect to see you here. What can I do for you? Excellent job. Where'd you learn to do all that? I don't think I could have done much better myself. Very impressive. As for the men, they'll recover soon and be back on the front lines in no time. Huh, the circle of life. I'll send word to Major Politely about your work here. Once again, you have my sincerest thanks.
So that was a very quick quest, and that would have been fine if there was just more of these types of quests. But unfortunately. I don't think you're going to see a lot of them. Disease physician wearing off now. So we'll see if he can get, if he gives me something else that's quick and easy to do.
What do you need? Dr. Richard said you did a good job in there. That's mighty high praise coming from him. With the help you've given us, we're doing a little bit better, but we still have the Legion forces at Nelson to deal with. If we can retake Nelson, that will be a huge help to our efforts in this area and give us an advantage at Hoover Dam.
Let's ask for intel.
Reports have the Legion forces at Nelson sizable, but not insurmountable. Not really, but we don't have much choice. If you help out more around camp, I could spare some additional men for the battle. Come back when you're ready.
So that's just going to be a full-on engagement there. And what I would want to check here is if there's anything else to do. Yeah, there's return to center. Okay, so this would have me going here, here, Boulder City, Ranger City, Station Delta, Ranger Station Echo. So we now know that there are several Ranger stations, and so it probably would just benefit me to fast travel to the ones I can fast travel to and continue down the path. Otherwise, I don't know where Nelson is, though. Vault 34. Hey, there is an actual vault somewhere. Yeah, that feels like doing the engagement would be the equivalent of doing the war stories in Skyrim. So if I just ran this way, that would probably show me a lot of new interesting stuff. If I go this way, yeah, I think the best bet is to go to Ranger Station Echo. And perhaps it would be easier to just set that quest.
Hey.
And we'll take a journey down to Ranger Station Echo, and then that'll be it for this episode. Or at least we'll walk towards that direction, and we'll see if we find anything of interest in between there and here. One would assume if I just walk towards this water tower, there would be something. My main concern, really, this one's already blown up, I guess. I thought I saw a mine under that corpse. My main concern, though, is that if I do the war scenario and take on the Legion, that the world is going to change drastically, and potentially I'm going to miss out on...
Have you come to Nelson seeking your death, profligate? The Legion will decide that, profligate, not you. Will you go before my Decanus for judgment, or be killed where you stand? Follow me. Make any trouble and you'll wind up on a cross, if you're lucky.
So this is Nelson.
Awe, why have you come to Nelson?
So here's we've gotten 100 XP and started the whole quest here.
Not all of us have the luxury of coming and going as we please. Here, we stay put. My orders are to hold Nelson. So far, the enemy north of here has been too frightened to move against us. Why should it concern you? I have attacked the enemy. I led the assault on Nelson with 2 Contabernea against twice our number. It is Caesar's wish that we hold this position. Our mere presence this side of the Colorado humiliates and demoralizes the enemy. I do not question Caesar's will. I do not second guess. I butchered this town. Those who weren't hacked limb from limb were forced to throw themselves from the cliffs. 3 more I have just crucified. All this in full
There's
view
really
of the
no
enemy
reason
spotters
why
to
you
the
would
north.
side with this guy.
Yes, our presence here demoralizes the enemy. You are not my centurion. You aren't even legion. I do not carry on at your command. True to Caesar.
Awe. True to Caesar.
Okay. So we were brought in here. Seems like I could just slaughter these guys now myself. Like, is there any more to the story that I even care to engage with?
What is it this time? I am a loyal servant of Caesar, and I thank my good fortune for the day that he plucked me as a babe from the shore of the Great Salt Lake. For 5 years I have had the privilege of serving as a decanus. If fortune continues to smile upon me, I will serve him until I draw my last breath.
See how his goggles are visually glitching.
Because I won't waste any more of Caesar's time talking about myself. True to Caesar. What is it this time? What stalemate? It is Caesar's will that I hold this position, that I not advance. If you're so eager to see Camp Forlorn Hope fall, why don't you go attack it all by yourself? Well... True to Caesar.
So they really seem like they bend over backwards to give you the opportunity to otherwise. Let's see. Yeah, it really does seem like they just give you every opportunity to side with the Legion. I just don't know why you would.
True to Caesar.
And yeah, I just question if maybe there's a better way to do this. Just kind of feels like you would be breaking the narrative if I was to like untie these people, or if I was to just shoot everybody in here. It definitely doesn't feel like there's that many people. There was more people in the prison, and I probably could have killed everybody in the prison on very easy. I guess the question to better ask though is, what is a realistic way to play this if I was playing on a normal level of difficulty? Because in that case, 3 legionnaires and guards might be too much. I just question if maybe my speech skill and charisma may be so high, and that might be why they're accepting me. I don't think that's the case. I think it's much more of a case that the game is just programmed to let you play with the Legion. But it definitely feels like you would have to be in some kind of New Game Plus scenario where it would make sense to side with the Legion, and it would have to be a case where the Legion's overall desires and goals are so good that it would overlook their generic awfulness. So, well, we do know where Nelson is. There's also argument to try and see what is over here. As far as where does this road go? Oh, is there a way safely down here, or did you just fall to your death?
You're the courier I've heard so much about. My squad needs your assistance. My squad was ambushed by a Legion party led by that bastard Alexis. He was taking us into the mine up ahead, but I managed to get away. I need help to get them out. That's already more than I was expecting. I'll keep watch to make sure no more Legion come up the road. Good luck.
So, anywhere I wander is now a quest. Which is going to send me to this mine. Which I was not expecting this to lead to a mine. I was expecting this to possibly just hit a wall or DLC. And I'm still not sure that this isn't just DLC. So the road just kind of ends here. It's a shame that the cat's eye didn't prove to be useful. So map-wise, it does seem like you just hit the river, and there's going to be very few places where you can cross over the river. There's some narrow spots here where it seems like you could cross over the Colorado, but I wouldn't be surprised if you have to find one specific spot that would get you a boat or get you to go under the water via a tunnel to reach this area, or this whole area here may just not be accessible. The good news is we know that this area is accessible. If we zoom out, we know that there's ranger stations at least this far, and probably the rest of this area is accessible. This would be a lot of landmass for nothing to happen, and the placement of the things we found now are indicating that there are a decent amount of locations. Things do seem to be slightly closer to each other, but arguably I would say maybe not close enough. More modern games, you would have that cliche of climbing a tower and being able to reveal everything surrounding the area. There is no gameplay mechanic like that in Fallout games or Bethesda games in general. I don't think any of them do that. That would make a lot of sense, though, if something like that happened. And even proposing that, I have to admit that that is a cliched, overused way in which games have been designed nowadays, and it's not a very popular way of doing things. But I still would say it was a better way of doing things than to potentially have a player just plot out a path between like this point and totally miss Ranger Station Echo and Clark Field and see nothing. I can't help but wonder if there might be some more locations in between this slice or this slice of the map that I've just missed, and almost certainly I probably have missed something over here, and that is where getting the perk, the final perk that just reveals everything on the map, I think makes a lot of sense. Now, on this point, I assume these guys aren't going to immediately be aggro.
Our way. True to Kaiser.
So, and we can't like pickpocket and do anything here. One shot here should be a headshot and kill. Bullets. So now Kaiser's Legion knows you're bad, and lots of people outright hate you. You basically had to pick that choice. And is it worth picking up any of these items? I think we will take just the ears and leave the outfits. What you would have needed to have happen, I suppose I could have probably just walked in here, but then I would have just ended up shooting people anyways. The question though is, how would that quest have swapped? Is there some way I could have sided with the Legion, and then there would have been a bunch of Legion people trapped in the mine? I just don't think the game is programmed that way. I don't think it really would happen, because only Legion's side takes slaves and makes them work. So unless the game randomly swapped just the word Legion and NCR, which would totally change the story canon and not really work, you're always going to have quests, or you're heavily likely at least to have quests that would end up asking you to save more and more NCR people and kill more and more Legion people. Yeah, I don't want to put my intelligence any higher, so next time we level up, it will be a decision, certainly, as to what is the next thing to level up, and how would that affect the stats overall. I'm really only finding big books of science. I haven't really found any other books for any of the other stats. Yeah, we're overall hated by Kaiser's Legion, which that probably at this point has eliminated any quests that you might have gotten. There's a heck of a lot of stats, but you can see that the vast majority of these stats have not been engaged with at all. And we still have way too much stuff. We're overburdened. And we were told to collect these Sunset Sarsaparilla Star bottle caps, but not sure really where we turn those in. Decent amount of ammo for lots of guns, at least for playing on very easy. Yeah, and I assume that this is going to be another medium-sized dungeon at best. At some point I may just get desperate enough to turn on the radio and use the radio to find new locations. But I don't think I'll be doing that right now or anytime soon. I guess the one thing I can say is I don't believe the game actually crashed this episode, so at least that's applaudable, that being said, that's only really making up for it crashing at least twice in the last episode. Anyways, that's going to be it for this recording. As always, I ask you to like, share, subscribe, and keep on watching. Thanks.